Welcome back to the Pre-Zero Sport Talk podcast, where we dive into the heart of sports and the extraordinary stories that emerge from it. This is the story of Harry Bailey, the visionary behind Run for Rangers. Harry's determination has made Run for Rangers a significant force in wildlife conservation. His story is not just about running, it's about pushing boundaries, building communities, and inspiring others to take action. Harry, I'm sure our listeners are curious about what sparked this incredible initiative. What inspired you to create the Run for Rangers event?
We had one of my teachers, a science teacher, who decided to do a big challenge where he would run from my school based in KwaZulu-Natal, South Africa in the Midlands, all the way to the basically northern tip of South Africa to the Mozambique border in a small town he grew up in. I had a massive accident riding a quad bike with friends. I had my lower lip degloved and underneath my chin entirely opened. I fell very ill with an illness that is hard to name and that we don't know enough about. So, to this day, I'm still battling with immune system issues. My white blood cells cannot retain memory. So every time I'm fighting a virus, it's as if it's for the first time. So there's been so many medical complications over the years that it's just been a constant battle for me and my health.
Events like Run for Rangers have exceptional moments. Can you share any memorable stories or milestones from the event?
Waking up feeling like I just busted out of a coffin, and having my dad and sleeping in the same tent as me. He comes in, he has to pull me out of bed to get up, and everything was in pain. I could barely move from the pain. I turned into a zombie just moving forward, where I just kept walking, kept running. My feet didn't stop moving. No matter how much pain I was in, I just became a zombie on that second day towards the end of the first as well. Daily life for a ranger can vary depending on the job that has to get done, but no matter what, it's always high stress and high risk. These guys are very underpaid. There's not a lot of respect for them out on the job, and they're not getting the recognition they deserve. And you'll go to a reserve, you'll see a guy whose shoes are practically torn open. He's basically walking around barefoot through his reserve. He's got a rifle that's jammed that he can't fix because he has been given a new one. So the whole idea was to use me as the face, because then I can say I did it. Anyone can make that small difference that we need. I've seen other people from seeing our event or being involved have gone on to do their own things, be getting involved in conservation, at least. For me, if someone, let's say, can't donate to my cause, if they tell two of their friends, maybe one does, people hearing our story just by opening their phone one random Saturday has been one of our greatest ways to push. The first year we relied purely on the socials of the organizations working with us, but now we're trying to almost establish ourselves as our own brand to help really elevate ourselves. 100 kilometers is a big number, and especially over 2 days running through a tough environment. So it's that apprehension that people have to get involved in this, but it's too scary for some people to get on board. We set them a goal. So this year we've set the goal at 40,000 Rand. So when it comes to the local community, the game reserve we run in Babananga is actually partly owned by the community of the Babananga Valley. By helping wildlife in this country, one of this country's biggest incomes is tourism. And without them, our country takes an even bigger hit than it already is. So the community is getting lots of benefits from Run for Rangers, because in Babananga, there's multiple lodges that they have. They are helping to lead us through the reserve, because no one knows that place better than them. Trying to keep a cohesive flow throughout the day so we don't run out of time, so that we don't have any accidents or any medical issues. In regards to the event, as you know, it is a 2-day event, but we host the event. The way the format works, we have a surplus of water and snacks for our runners as we go along. We do a lot of impromptu water breaks as we go along. Mm-hmm. Throughout the event, it is about getting the distance and getting it done, but it's also about showcasing the beautiful place that they're in. They put this thing in front of me with food I've never seen before. So it was a great showcase on that front as well. Everyone there has such character, and it's just service with a smile. And words can't describe the difference that makes for all these runners. You are dead tired after running 50 kilometers, and there's someone who comes and they care for you, they pamper you. They say, "Can I refill your glass?" Because we finish late, and at that time it's almost pitch dark over there. Distance, we have a little trophy that we give them, actually made by the community out of beads and wiring. So it's a good chance for everyone to reflect on what they've actually really just accomplished. Because at the end of the day, I'm studying at the moment. I'm still trying to get a degree, trying to figure out what I'm going to do with my life. it's a bastion for the idea of protecting rangers, because many people see them as these self-sufficient warriors out in the bush, which they are, but they do still need support. So internationally, we are still working hard at that. If we've got some interest here and there, but it's very loose, very up in the air. We had a rugby player joining us. We had two 15-year-olds and two 17-year-olds. Using sport as a medium is a great way to help get our youth involved in conservation, because right now it is the youth in South Africa that have to make the difference, because if we don't do something now, we won't have something later. And it's all about finding the most effective way for us to give back. And if we can, we will. But right now, we are still learning and we're still trying. So South Africa is where we are at the moment. Go build that understanding of what nature is, what conservation is, and what wildlife is, and what needs to be done for conservation to be effective, and see actually how much you can do and how far you can really go, because you can always go much further than you think. Run for Rangers is that experience that I crafted, that I was able to help craft myself, that I never want to let go. The right people on board, I promise you, the big things will add up.